My 107 has a hard to find thump in the front when turning. I suspect the subframe bushings. These are an easy fix, but Mercedes manual page 33-110 says use an engine stirrup, disconnect brake hoses, remove tie rods, and remove shocks. None of this is needed. Mercedes calls the bushing kit rubber mounts for front axle suspension, but all you need is this part number. If you're lucky and can afford it, you might find new old stock parts, but the Febby or Miley aftermarket kits are still available. No matter what, avoid the terrible knockoff URO brand. I bought this Febby kit on eBay for $42. Just make sure you have 4 of everything before you start. Car on jack stands. Take off the wheels. Remove the front caliper with a 10mm hex. No thread lock, just on there super tight. Hang the caliper so we don't stretch the lines. So the caliper is hanging nicely, no stress on any of the lines. Unbolt the lower shock mounts, 13mm socket. Put a jack under the wheel because the shocks hold the suspension in place and I don't want it dropping down on me. Yeah, here it comes. Well, with the wheels off, you could actually see the subframe bushings front and rear. You could do a visual inspection next time you take your wheels off. Here's the rear front subframe bushing, and you can move over here to the front subframe bushing, and it's easily exposed with the wheel off. With the shocks and wheel caliper disconnected, we're supporting the front frame with a jack in the middle. This comes out with a 15mm socket, and there's your mounting bolt. The lower rubber washer on the subframe bolt. Just took out the front left subframe bolt, so we're now going to do the same thing on the left side. All right, I'll lower the jack to see how much room I have. Just remember the orientation of the pieces as you take them out. Or if you're like me, take a picture of it or a video. It's an extremely rare event to use a crowbar on a Mercedes, but this is one instance where you might want to just get some leverage and push the subframe down. Well, there it is. The old bushing is out. It actually looks to be in pretty good shape. Well, comparing the old part that just got removed to the new part here on the right, make sure, of course, that it's the same dimensions or approximately the same. The newer part is slightly taller, and that could be because the old one has been compressed. They have this flange here at the end, which faces outward, but I don't think it matters if you put it in the other way. Shop manual recommends applying a lubricant called naphthalene, N-A-P-H-T-A-L-E-N. If you Google that, you'll probably find mothballs. It's really a kind of a lubricant that is water soluble and will not remain on the bushing after installation because the bushing has to stay tight. It should not be greased or lubed even with silicone. So the closest thing we have to making that part slide in, remove itself after satisfaction is, of course, what we use for other purposes. Here's one body lubricant, Replens. Put some personal lubricant on your bushing and you'll be forever satisfied. So your freshly lubed part should slide nicely into its cradle, nice and snug. And once the Replens washes out, it will not move around. This goes in the way it came out. Mercedes calls this part the holder for the fastener nut. I'm really not sure the holder for the fastener nut is necessary, but there it is anyway. I'll screw this bolt in, but I'm going to wait till I do the other side while it's still loose. Well, okay, here's the left front bushing out. Not too bad. Looks good, except for this suspicious little bend here. I don't know how that possibly got bent. Front left cradle bushing. Here's the clip holder. Bushing slid right in. Be sure to have both washers on the bottom. Use the jack to move it up a little bit so the threads can grab. All right, she's finger tight. And I'm gonna wait till I do the front rear before I tighten it up to the torque specifications. All right, for the rear pair, we support the frame with the jack in the middle. The bushing I've already leveraged upward out of the cup. It's easy to remove. More clearance in the rear. Bushing looks, again, pretty good. Here's our new freshly lubricated bushing. Should slide right in the hole. Here's the captive nut. I think the holding clip really is not necessary. Better off just lining it up by hand. New washer, new rubber grommet, ready to screw that in. Okay, we'll raise the center jack so we can put in the bolts. Be sure we don't pinch any wires or hoses. Actually captures the nut nicely without the use of the clip. Okay, finger tight, we'll go to the other side. We want to snug up these subframe bolts to about 45 Newton meters, which is about 33 foot-pounds. All right, put on new shock nuts. I decided to use stainless steel just because it gets so much potential corrosion. These get torqued to 20 Newton meters.
Alexa, how many foot-pounds is 115 Newton meters?
115 Newton meters is about 84.8 pounds force feet.
84 foot-pounds, 115 Newton meter. Make sure they're nice and snug. Left side caliper, same thing. Just place them back on the disc. Shouldn't have to push in the pads at all because we didn't adjust the brakes. 84 foot-pound. Be sure to reclip the wires in case they came out of the holder for the speed sensor and the brake pad wear sensors. While under here with the torque wrench, tighten everything else to the specified torque. 110 Newton meters, 81 foot-pounds on each wheel. The all-important test drive. Another sharp turn here. No noise. It's a very sharp turn with a skid and fine. Test drive successful.